Here's search results going in with Desert Dawn. We just have one more left to load. The Chilean Vida. In the gate. And they're off in the Longines Breeders' Cup Distaff, and Randomized comes out flying to take the lead. Hoosier Filly has plenty of early speed, and Florent GerouxWinning wrangles back Idiomatic to sit third in the early going. Adair Manor is racing in fourth, and they are followed by Search Results, who tucks in to save a little bit of ground into the first turn, and about 4 lengths off the speed. It's another couple of lengths to the next flight, headed by Desert Dawn, who races inside Vida. Stretch running Wet Paint is second to last, just in front of the other stretch runner, Clairiere. They move on to the backstretch, and Randomized, the quickest of the quick, leads 3 parts of a length to Idiomatic, who tracks nicely in second. Then it's Hoosier Filly racing together with Adair Manor, who's fourth and about 3 lengths off the pace. It's another 2 back to Search Results, who's just in front of Vida, Desert Dawn inside of her, then Clairiere and Wet Paint together at the back, some 10 lengths off front-running Randomized, who's hounded by Idiomatic. Florent GerouxWinning has a ton of horse on Idiomatic and asks her to go after this front-running Randomized with 3 furlongs to go. It's another 2 back to Hoosier Filly in third. Adair Manor inches up outside of her, takes the third spot. It's then another 3 back to Search Results, who is followed by Desert Dawn, Vida, Clairiere still with a dozen to make up. As the field turns for home, Randomized is tough on the front end, and Idiomatic is right to her. They're head and head. Adair Manor in third, and here comes Search Results, and Clairiere has surfaced with a ground-saving trip, and there's a perfect split for her to try to get through late. In traffic is Desert Dawn. It's a wild finish. Idiomatic trying to find the line. Clairiere looking for room on the inside. Randomized. Here's the line. Idiomatic tops off a tremendous campaign. She earned it in the who's who of fillies and mares, closing it out with an 8-for-9 record in 2023.
The Latonia Stakes winner at Turfway Park is now a Longines Breeders' Cup Distaff winner, 3 Grade 1 wins in a row, and overall, once again, the Distaff provides one of our most exciting finishes of this 2 days of championship racing. Idiomatic taking on all comers, and how about the big late run by Clairiere, who was just desperately looking for room by jockey Joel Rosario.
Idiomatic was nearly in a bad position so many times because everybody was riding their own race, but also riding against her going into the first turn. She engaged our early pace setter. You saw Adair Manor come up to her outside and try to really get her into a switch and into a bad position. But Florent GerouxWinning kept her in the clear, kept her just off the hip of the 8-horse Randomized. Right about here is when he starts to make his move. And these top 2 finishers, they had to ask for something pretty early on, right at the top of the stretch here. They're already riding their horses.
He was riding her for a long period of time. And at this point, you thought perhaps Randomized had the advantage. After a pretty fast pace early, several horses are starting to make moves, but none of the horses behind had the trip and the opportunity to just surge on, whereas because she was already there, Idiomatic still has something left. But it was a big gamble in the early stages of the race to take her a little bit wide. You can see on the far outside a nice late kick from Vida, who was